Single shots. Love them or hate them, they're a part of American gun culture. You probably shot one or know somebody that had one growing up. A lot of different types of game have been taken with them, and they're definitely a utilitarian gun for the masses. But one thing is definitely for sure, they're undoubtedly uncool. That is, until now. So strap in or strap on, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Adam, AKA The Hot and Fuzzy, and today we're gonna be talking about Rossi. Rossi is a really interesting company. They actually started out in 1889 by this really interesting chap. Look at this guy. He's really fancy looking. The company started out in 1889 in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and it's always kind of been known as a gun company for the people. Once again, they kind of make budget-minded firearms. They started out a lot with 22s and shotguns, and they make handguns and everything as well. And they kind of have integrated and made shared designs with Taurus throughout the years. I've done a video myself on one of their early models, one of the first ones that got introduced to the United States, the Rossi Model 62 and 22 LR. They started importing guns in the 70s into the United States, and this gun is actually kind of based off of an early import from the 70s called the Snake Charmer. And it's kind of got the heart of that, but you can see they modernized it and added some little bit different polymer onto it. You've got a little bit of a shell holder on the side, with 8 shells on the thing, so you got a spot for 4 on each side. You got pick rail up top, and we've just got a cheap Tasco handgun style red dot up there. But the trigger is surprisingly light in these things. It's not a bad little rig. This one has the short stock on it. It's kind of a youth model. To be honest with you, you can get a longer stock for just about 30 bucks. They're not that expensive. This is something that kind of was on my radar because I had this thought years ago. I would absolutely love to have a 410 shotgun that is chambered also in 410 because the bores are the same. It's just in most 410 shotguns you have a choke, and that'll swedge the bullet. I have shot 45 Colt out of 410 shotguns, and it swedges the bullet kind of to an unsafe level. But to have something like this, to where it's not only the right size in the end, it's not a choke, but it's rifled. You can get accuracy and safety out of firing 45 long Colt out of this thing. And I find that to be really, really sweet. So let's see how this thing shoots. We'll start out with our traditional load. We're gonna try something right off the bat. We know that a lot of American shotguns like to stick with foreign shotgun shells. So let's shoot a couple of NSI Turkish 410 shells out of this thing. Just see what it does here. Go for some steel. As you can see, that pattern opens up. I might have pulled a little on that. We'll throw another one at it, another NSI. Because you can see, because it's a rifle barrel and we don't have a choke in it, this actually does have threading for a choke, so you can put chokes in them. Let's try something a little hotter. Let's try a Remington Express 3-inch Magnum 6-shot. See what we can do to that plate. So you can see from even this distance, it's opening up quite a bit. And we'll do a test here in just a moment on that silhouette and see how this spreads compared to something like a fully choked 410 shotgun. Okay, let's try our spinner here for a second. We can see that the bird shot is kind of anemic against the steel. Let's move on to some 45 long Colt. These are some Hornady FXT, I believe, hollow points. These are 225 grains. These are pretty dang heavy. Let's just go for the 2 liter. definitely splashy. That's the really cool thing about this gun, is you can switch back and forth. You can have a little bit of fun shooting clays or shooting, having basically really cheap fun with it with birdshot, or you can throw you some 45 Colt down in there and really put the hammer down on something. I definitely think that the driving force behind somebody buying one of these is definitely its versatility. Take a look at all of these different loads that we fired out of this thing today, and it functioned with everything just fine. The versatility of this is really off the charts. The fact that you could fire anything from less lethal double-aught buck loads all the way up to your favorite Magnum 3-inch slugs is really a pretty cool thing, and it just takes the versatility of this thing off the charts. It's something that I've looked for in a single shot 410 for a long time, and I don't understand why more companies haven't done it yet, because people know that people are going to fire 45 Colt out of stuff. In that aspect, it really kind of reminds me of those Russian survival rifles, except that this it's a single barrel and it's rifle. Just the fact that you can switch between the two, I think, is a major driving force in the versatility of this thing. So let's see how it spreads. Okay, so I want to do a little test here where I compare this thing to like a more traditional 410 shotgun with a full length barrel and a full choke, something more like you would traditionally have. So we're going to load it up with some Winchester 7.5 shot. This is a 2.5 inch length shell, just like a standard birdshot shell. 10 yards away from a silhouette. I suspect that we're going to get a bit of spiraling because of the rifling. Normally that's what happens, is the rifling will catch the shot cup and actually cause it to spin like a bullet will out of a shotgun that has a rifled barrel. So let's give this a shot. 10 yards away, here we go. Let's see how that did. Okay, but hopefully this transcends well on camera, but we got actually a pretty wild spread on that. We're pretty much covering the entire torso, and this is you know, you can look at how big I am, and this is pretty much a man-sized target. And we've got basically a spiral-esque pattern. It's tight up here and like a line, and then it comes in and does this because of the rifling of the shotgun. So let's take a shot with a fully choked, full-length barrel 410 and see kind of what the difference is from 10 yards. All right, so here we got a old H&R Topper. This is a pretty cool old shotgun. Those aren't made anymore, but I'm pretty sure it's got a 18 or 20 inch barrel and it's got a full choke. So let's see how that does with the same exact load from 10 yards away. Here we go, right in the center. Oh, oof. Let's see what that did. Okay, so this one is even harder to see than the last one, but if you really look here, you can see the difference in the pattern. You've basically got a pattern in this area right here. So you go from a man-sized spiral pattern to a pattern about the size of a grapefruit, about a 5-6 inch pattern there in the center. So that kind of shows you the difference there. Now this thing does have chokes to help mitigate that, but we don't have many with us today. And I think most of the time people probably wouldn't have those in it because I wouldn't want to fire a 45 long Colt through that anyway. But let's kind of do a little bit of ballistic testing with this thing. Today's video is sponsored by me, Hot and Fuzzy. Guys, we are getting really close to being at our threshold again for monetization. And thank you so much for all of your views here recently on our new short and our newest video on the High Point 995 TS carbine. Also, I want to take a moment to thank my subscribers. Guys, we are less than 200 subs away from 7,000 subscribers. That is absolutely amazing. I can't even fathom knowing 7,000 people, let alone be able to comprehend that many of you following. I really appreciate all of you guys that have followed me throughout the years. I really appreciate your continued support, and I appreciate all of the new subs that I've gotten over the past couple of weeks ever since I've started uploading again. I really genuinely appreciate all of the support, you guys. It's kind of a one-man show here at the Hot and Fuzzy. I work a real 12-hour-a-day job when I'm not doing this, and this is just something that I've always wanted to do, and being able to bring it to you guys in the light like I've always wanted to is absolutely amazing, and I really appreciate your support. So once again, I just want to thank each and every one of you for watching today's video. Now back to the video. Okay, so one thing I'm genuinely curious about with this thing is accuracy. So let's do a little accuracy test with it. We've got a half-size silhouette out 75 yards away. I'm gonna try slinging some pretty decent quality ammo at it. We got some 45 Colt 225 grain Hornady FTX. That is some really good ammo. That's what we were shooting at the melons earlier. So let's give this a shot, see how we can group 5 here at 75 yards. So see if this thing is actually a practical rifle. See if you could actually hunt with this thing in any practical way. It seems like we're able to hit the steel out there with it pretty well, but haven't done a practical accuracy test with it yet. So let's give this a shot here. Woo! Those are definitely subsonic. They're not cracking out. Save our brass here. These rounds are expensive. We can only, I think, get so much accuracy. We're using a 1mm Tasco, just a cheap red dot, but you know what? It works great for this setup. You can only get so much accuracy out of that bow, but 75 yards away should do the job. Just to see here. Let's give this another shot. Get some steel back there somewhere. Number 3. All right, that felt good. This thing actually has a really good trigger. It's pretty light. I'm not sure exactly how heavy it is, but it can't be more than a few pounds. It's pretty nice single shot trigger. Felt good. All right, last shot. All right, let's feel again. Oh, that smells good. Let's go take a look. All right, so let's take a look at our group here. Wasn't the best in the world, but I guess it isn't terrible. We got 1, 2, 3, and then a 4th one right off of the paper, and then a flyer here. I think that might have been the first or second shot. It kind of felt weird to me. But if you look at that group, like I said, we're not like sighted this thing in really far away. We can just kind of hit stuff over here with it. But that's a pretty decent group for 45 Colt for what I can tell. You always seem to have a flyer when you're shooting a group. So we'll call that probably about a 3-4 inch group from 75 yards away. So like I said, I don't expect this thing to be an MOA weapon. I expect it to kind of have about battle rifle style accuracy or something like that. So that's kind of answers quite a few questions that I had. So let's move on. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is a little bit of a redneck ballistic test. They market this thing as kind of a bit of a self-defense carbine. They always have, even back to the snake charmer days. I don't know how that exactly work, except in anything except for a solid bullet or a slug, because that shot pattern is crazy. But we're going to try a few different defensive loads at some wet targets. So first things first, we'll try some bird shot. I know. But people do use it, and it definitely can be nasty at close range. We're pretty close here. We're probably literally 15 feet away. This is like in the house distance. So we'll use birdshot as a comparative medium for the rest. So this is a Remington 5-shot 3-inch Magnum load. So let's try this out. Oh, and that's a big jug of water with soap in it. I think I'm about to get wet. As you can see, from even this close, you got quite a big spread that covered that entire jug. Okay, our first 410 defensive load is the Hornady 410 triple defense. It's got an FTX slug and 2 .35 caliber round barrels on it, and it says it's going 750 feet per second with 300 foot-pounds of energy. So we'll see how these do. You can see the FTX bullet on there. These are pretty hot. 410 loads, people use these in their judges and stuff like that a lot. So we'll see how this does on our little friend right here. Poor guy. Here we go. My goodness. I'd say those work pretty well. That looked like a pretty tight group on that melon. Okay, this is a defensive load actually from Winchester. This is a Defender. This is a 45 cal solid slug with 3 discs underneath of it that are made of copper. And I don't know if they even sell these anymore. These are pretty old. So let's see how these do on the melon. My gosh. I don't know if there's much checking out on that. He is completely eviscerated. Oh my gosh. There's our 45 cal bullet and our ball. But it seems like they are slowing down quite a bit after going through the medium, which is actually a good thing. That means a little over penetration. So if that was bored with a wall or something like that, that's pretty good. So let's try one more. All right, and our last defensive round is the Hornady 225 grain FTX polymer tip bullet. These things are awesome. I really like these. And the last time we shot a pineapple with one, it literally exploded and the top remained intact and fell perfectly and landed. I'm not lying, I swear. So let's see if the FTX can expand in a pineapple. And if it over penetrates. It's gonna be hard to beat those shotgun loads on over penetration. Here we go. Oh yeah! Okay, well he didn't explode, but he blew him completely in two. And we actually caught our bullet on that one as well. So, not too bad on the over penetration department on those. That's pretty cool. Starting to smell really good over here now. Okay, so what else is there to say about the Rossi Tuffy? You know, the versatility of this thing is off the charts. I really appreciate Rossi bringing something like this to the market, especially where it has that rifle barrel and the 3-inch chamber. The fact being that you can chamber so many different loads in this thing and use it for so many different things. Not only that, just have a lot of range fun with it, being able to shoot all kinds of different loads. 45 Colt can be a heck of a powerhouse up in close range. So, you know, this thing could definitely have some kind of defensive role, I feel like, in, you know, as a backpack gun or something like that. With the rifle barrel, you definitely do get a little bit of sporadic spread. I do think that would be mitigated with the chokes. Unfortunately, we didn't have those to try out today. I really would like to try to get my hands also on one of the little brawlers, the pistol version of this, because I think that that would be something pretty interesting to see how that goes. And also, given the fact that you can get aftermarket stocks for these things for just like 30 bucks and make this thing a little bit more comfortable to a full-figured man, I think something like that is pretty cool. And Rossi seems to have quite a bit of support for the aftermarket stuff. I've even seen people set these things up to look just like the original snake charmers, and that is a pretty cool look. As far as single shots go, I think this is definitely a new cool thing. It's nice to see the traditional kind of being mended with the modern and being able to use our modern thinking and technology to form into something pretty cool and versatile like this. I do believe that this is genuinely one of the most versatile shotguns on the market right now. And being at its price point, seemingly you can get these things for under the $300 range. I think this, as far as somebody who wants a backpack gun, who isn't worried about all his fast follow-up shots and stuff like that, who just wants something reliable that'll go bang every single time, and you can have a lot of versatility with, I think something like this would be absolutely perfect. So, thank you guys for watching this video. Like I said in our little advert there, I'm super excited because we're almost to 7,000 subscribers, and I thank all of you for all of your support over the years. That is absolutely amazing. And all of the support on the couple of recent videos since we've come back, that's absolutely amazing. It makes me feel great knowing that you guys are supporting me. Like I said, I don't do this really for money. I do this for the fun of it because it's just something that I've always wanted to do. I grew up watching YouTube. I love YouTube. You should become a content creator. Being able to share my love for firearms with you guys is something that has always been something that I've loved. It's always been kind of a dream of mine to be on a platform like this and be able to share it with a big audience. So that is absolutely amazing. I appreciate you guys keeping with me over the years and liking the video and sharing it as you do. It is absolutely amazing, and I truly appreciate it. So again, thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad.